All right, so Adonis.
Hey!
Podcast number 1, man.
Yeah, number 1.
Good. So thanks everybody who's listening and welcome us.
Thanks.
So we got the champ in the house here.
Adonis is in the building.
So Adonis, first things first, man. You just came off a big fight.
Yeah.
And how'd it go? Tell me how you felt about it.
I feel good, I feel good now, And the fight, I was sick, a couple of days before. I was sick, and so sometimes it's happened and sometimes it's happened, but I do the fight, and I keep my title, and I believe I win the fight, but the judge says draw, so it's a draw, so it's not a problem. So I would like to fight him again.
Yeah.
Is
that the plan?
We're looking for that, but they have so many options. So I'm gonna talk with Al Iman, my manager, Al Iman. So we'll figure out what's next.
That's cool, man. Does Baidu want to fight again?
You want to fight again? I want to fight again. So I think the fans, all the people, they want to fight. So we'll see, because I got the mandatory. I got so many things too. So I think probably I'm gonna talk with Al Iman, sit down with my team, talking. So what's next,
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to get back in the ring.
Any injuries after the fight?
No injury. Just after the fight, I was sick than ever. Yeah, I was sick, and now I'm better. So after the fight, a couple of days, I stay sleep.
You were done
with the cold because I catch a cold.
Okay.
It's the bad moment.
Yeah,
catch a cold. So I'm recovered, so it's better now. So Superman is back. He's in the building.
You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go, baby.
So tell me. So originally, I was at the fight. It was an amazing fight. It was a good fight. Originally, fight was supposed to be in Montreal, or was supposed to be in Quebec. Why did they bring it to Toronto? Do you know why? I know it's your promoters and stuff.
It's a business move, because at this time you got the basketball, you got the soccer, you got the hockey, in Toronto. So Toronto was pop,
Yeah.
And it's Toronto is a big, the city is a sport.
Right.
This is a big city, and they have a little sport, and they win too.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. So that's why I think that because he's my manager, so that's why to bring the fight over there. So it was exciting.
It was good. It was good. It was a good fight. It was exciting, and
Toronto, they don't have Montreal, they have a lot of title champion.
Yeah.
But Toronto, they don't have a lot. So
right.
Why not Toronto? Because I'm a world champion, and he's in Canada.
Yeah.
Canada is everywhere,
And Toronto backs their guys,
Yeah, they definitely. A lot of people will come to support me, and a lot of motivation. I heard my fans over there called Superman.
Yeah, it was good. I saw it.
Me a lot of motivation.
People made their own signs and stuff. It was good. It was exciting.
Yeah. So
what's crazy is that it's at first I wasn't sure too. I was like, why they bringing the fight to Toronto? Like, usually they're here in Montreal, but I don't know if you saw recently. There's a documentary on Netflix on the Toronto Raptors when they first started in Toronto, and how Vince Carter was the guy who actually was the bomb that blew the team up.
Yeah, you bring the basketball.
Exactly.
You bring the basketball in Toronto. This is exciting.
He brought the coolness to Toronto. That's what Drake was saying in the documentary. He was like, before that, like they were playing. I think they were playing in the Rogers Center. Like not even a.
It was boring.
It was boring. They they sucked, and
even Drake too. Drake.
Same thing.
He helped a lot. He helped a lot to bring the basketball and Toronto now. The basketball in Toronto is amazing.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's very huge.
Yeah.
So that's I'm gonna try to bring the boxing in Toronto, That's what I'm gonna do. Bring the boxing in Toronto because it's been a while. They don't have a title shot, world champion in Toronto, so and I think that Toronto, this is the big city for the sport, and you deserve it. You deserve a world champion.
Yeah.
You know? So that's why.
What do you think? Because I was at the fight, and I mean I've been to a lot of boxing fights. I've been to a lot of UFC fights, and there's, I've been to the UFC when George St. Pierre fought Jake Shields, 65,000 people. And in your fight, obviously, it was a last-minute decision. They didn't have the time to promote it. But what is boxing, in your opinion, what do they need to do in the Toronto market so that it becomes as big as, you become as big as like a George St. Pierre in Toronto? What do you think they should do?
I think that boxing is not the same thing like the MMA, because the MMA, they have a lot of promotion. They have a lot of promotion, and they use the platform. They use a lot the internet,
right?
The website.
Yeah.
They use the new technology, and I think that the boxing is still old fashioned. The promoter, still I think old fashioned. I think they need to bring some new promotion, and they started. I think with Floyd Mayweather, and they started bringing new personality and new like singers coming. So I think it maybe need more technologic. I think because we now we are the big technology now.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people. They use it, the technology, internet, everything. So I think like maybe the boxing, they have too many old fashioned,
old style type promotion.
But also too bringing like big fights, for instance. Like in Toronto, they haven't been bringing big fights in the city, I find.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So it's been a while. So for instance,
25 years old.
25 years. What was the last? I know George Chuvalo fought Ali there in Toronto a long time ago.
This is a long time.
Yeah.
That's a crazy long time.
This is a long time. George Chuvalo and Ali, and they have a lot of Aaron Pryor.
Pryor
fight in Toronto. This is Aaron Pryor. This is the last fight.
That's the last fight in Toronto.
I think it's been 30 years.
Yeah,
30 years. So it's been a while.
It's tough because as a fight, like, see the difference between the UFC. They're the business that houses everything, right? And then I think that's where a lot of boxing fans get frustrated because they're like, "Wow, why doesn't this guy just fight this guy, or why doesn't this happen with this?" And I think it's because what a lot of people don't understand is there's promoters, there's different organizations, people have different contractual obligations with different people.
Some boxing is not the same thing.
Yeah,
you have a promoter, you have a TV, you have so many things.
Yeah,
you can say I'm gonna fight this guy, and it happened like that. You have promoter, you have the TV, you have so many things.
Yeah.
Negotiation, you have so many things. So sometimes it's not happening on the TV. It's not the same.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't think they do the UFC is the same TV.
Yeah, exactly.
The same person.
Yeah, for sure.
So you want to fight, it will be more easy to make the fight happen.
Yeah.
So me, if I'm with Al Iman, so if they have some fighter with Al Iman, so it would be more easy than another promotion.
Right.
So this is a part of business. So
yeah, the one thing for me that I find tough sometimes is I was a boxing fan way before I was a UFC fan. UFC started obviously a bit later, but is when you watch even the low fight cards on the UFC, the ones that are like free on TV, nothing crazy, they put a lot of production and effort in selling the fighters, promoting the fighters. Some of these guys have 3 wins and 3 losses, and they put the energy behind them to create that emotional connection. And for your fight, even with Showtime, I was watching it and I was like, I don't understand why. And I don't know who's the one who forks the bill for the production and the entertainment, but it kills me because you have yourself, there was a lot of other great fighters on the fight card, and they don't put the production value that the UFC does. And the UFC would sell, when Randy Couture was champion, he had 12, 13 losses on his record, and it didn't matter. They sold the fighter so well that the losses and the wins didn't matter as much. And so I think that boxing needs to take a bit of
the promotion.
They got to take the promotion.
They need the more. I think this promotion, like, they need more promotion.
Yeah.
I think that's boxing, because the mentality is old now. It's old. You know, they need new thing, new promotion, new thing. That's a need.
And I think also that, you know, with we'll see what's going to happen too, because I don't know if you heard, but Dana White and the Zuffa brothers that used to own the UFC, apparently they approached Anthony Joshua for something.
Yeah, I heard that they approached Anthony Joshua. This is, you know, and that I told you, this is a whole fashion. This is a whole system.
Yeah.
He signed with the promoter, and you know, he signed with this old promoter. And he signed with Eddie Hearn, and I don't think that Eddie Hearn would happen.
He was pissed because
he was pissed for sure.
Yeah.
You know, because him for Eddie Hearn's investment.
Yeah.
And his investment is developed Joshua, and they have another guy is come, like Dana White is just come, like, with the big money. He's okay.
Yeah.
Then you know what? You want to sign with me? So he's not working like that. You know?
It's crazy though, because from what I heard, I don't know if it's true. It could be all bullshit what you hear on the internet, but apparently they were going to the table with $500 million.
That's I heard too.
Is that crazy? 500 million?
This is the 500 million. This is big money, you know, and you know, it's good for Joshua. You know.
Yeah,
it's
for
good
sure.
For Joshua, because boxing needs Joshua too.
Yeah.
He need Joshua because he got a big name, and you know, everything's going well for him. I'm very happy for him. You know.
Yeah.
And he got a big promotion, and so it's very, very good for him.
And do you think the fight's gonna happen with Wilder?
It's gonna happen.
You think it's gonna happen when the fans want to see it, or is it gonna drag?
No, it's gonna happen in UK. I believe it. I believe it's gonna happen in the UK because Joshua in the UK is a
massive star.
He's a god, you know.
Yeah.
So it can be happening in UK, and it's good for Joshua too.
You know, I have a question for you. So, historically, let's say minus the past 15, 20 years, heavyweight division was the division, and we have Deontay Wilder, who's undefeated, destroying everybody left and right.
Definitely.
I can guarantee you, I can walk in the street and I can ask people if they know who he is. Not one person's going to tell me they know who he is. Why is he not Mike Tyson? What is missing for the heavyweight division, or any division really, to have, besides Floyd, to have, like, I don't understand why he's not a mega superstar. What do you think?
I think it's coming. It's coming. It take time, because if you saw Mike Tyson, you know Mike Tyson now, but when he started, Mike Tyson, it was the same thing. But when he fight the big fight and unify the title, and you know,
right.
So he make a lot of noise too, you know, and it's coming bad and knock everybody out, you know. So he make a lot of noise, and I think that Joshua is coming like that too, you know.
Yeah.
People recognize him in the United States, but he need more global, you know. But he's coming. I think if he fight Joshua,
who do you think is gonna win?
You know, the both can punch. And
you
know, when you have two power puncher on the ring, it's exciting. So you never know who's gonna win, because anything can happen. Anything can happen in boxing, and with two power puncher like that, two explosive fighter,
lights out,
and anything can happen, and this is hard to tell. But you know, I know Joshua is good, and Wilder. He's very good too. He's hungry.
Right.
I see Wilder. He's very hungry. You know.
He's got that killer spirit. That's the thing. That raw.
You look at him when you talk. You know.
Yeah.
You can tell. He needs a piece of the Joshua.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy though, but you know, I've always said this about fighting. And I used to train a long time ago. Obviously, never at the level like you guys. But you know, there's two types of people. There's fighters that are athletes. Like Anthony Joshua, he's an athlete, right? You can put him in the NFL, right? You can put him in, and you can put him anywhere. He's an athlete. And then there's guys that were put on this earth to beat other people up, and Wilder is that type. He's got that.
He's got that.
Yeah, he's got that killer instinct.
Yeah, he's not got that. He's a killer instinct.
Yeah, 100%.
Killer instinct.
Yeah,
and you I can tell when I saw you fight Tito Ortiz. Ortiz.
Yeah, Ortiz. Yeah.
Ortiz.
Victor Ortiz. Yeah. Was it Victor Ortiz? It's Ortiz.
Ortiz.
Yeah, we're getting mixed up. Tito's the UFC. Yeah.
But you fight this guy.
Luis Ortiz. There you go. Luis. Yeah. There's too many Ortizes. That's the problem. Yeah, there's a lot of Ortizes.
I'm confused with the Tito Ortiz and and MMA.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Is Luis Ortiz?
It's Luis Ortiz. Yeah.
Luis Ortiz. This fight is amazing.
He showed grit.
Wilde, he showed he can. First of all, he can take a punch because Ortiz, he can punch.
Yeah.
He's definitely a power puncher.
Yeah.
And Wilder, you can tell too. He got chin.
Yeah.
He got chin, and he get up and he fight and he knocked the guy out.
Yeah, exactly.
I was excited.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good fight. It's a good build-up fight.
Build-up fight, good fight, and now you see, so he's ready. He's hungry. This guy is hungry. When I saw him, he's a good guy and he's humble. He got a wife.
Yeah.
And he got a kid. Good relation. Wilder, because he got
brand new.
Yeah, brand new.
Hey, congrats.
Brand new. Yeah, congrats.
That's
Wilder.
it. That's it.
And so now he's hungry. He got a kid too, so he's more hungry.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna drive you.
Yeah,
it's gonna drive you for sure.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting fight.
So, you fought Baidu, Baidu Jack. I was there. I saw his guy Floyd with him too. So Floyd.
Be patient.
Yeah.
Be patient.
Is that what he was telling him?
That's to tell him.
Yeah.
It's like, you're gonna get him. Be patient. Be patient. Tire him out. He's old.
Was he in the? Was Floyd in? Floyd wasn't in the corner of Baidu Jack, though, was he?
He
was everywhere.
He was everywhere. He was everywhere.
Yeah.
He was everywhere.
Okay.
He's trying to put pressure.
Yeah,
I was focused on the fight, but this is after.
Right.
People tell me that you be pushing,
Yeah.
It's after.
But so Floyd, I don't know how much you follow Floyd, but so Floyd fights McGregor, makes a boatload of money.
Yeah.
Spanks McGregor. I think
definitely.
I think that anybody who's ever boxed a day in their life knew that it was gonna go that way.
Yeah, but in a fight, you never know. You can tell Floyd's gonna win with McGregor.
Yeah.
Okay, but you never know in the fight.
Right.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
One punch can change anything.
Yeah.
So you can tell okay, he's gonna win. He's gonna knock. Floyd's gonna win by knockout. Yeah, but you still have the one.
There's the chance. It's a fight sport. Yeah.
So,
it's not like me playing basketball with LeBron. No. I will never beat him. Ever. We can play 1,000,000 times. I will never win.
Never. But in the fight,
there's always the chance. You get caught.
You get your chance.
Yeah. So after the fight, or not after the fight, maybe about a couple weeks after, Floyd tells TMZ, tells everybody, I'm gonna fight. And when he said specifically, I don't know if it was on Showtime, he said, when I make my debut in the UFC or the Octagon.
Yeah.
Then, all of a sudden, he was supposed to go to training, and all of a sudden now, we're not sure what's going on. And I was talking to you about this before too.
Yeah.
Like, there's different levels to this game, and Floyd in boxing is one of the greatest of all time.
When you talk boxing, you have to talk.
You have to. Whether you like him or not, it's irrelevant.
If you like him, if you not like him, you have to talk Floyd.
Yeah, 100%.
He works a lot, and he's a champ. He's a TB. He do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And he's a champ now, and I'm very happy for him.
Yeah.
So no hate.
No.
Guys, you don't have to hate this guy.
I think he wants people to hate him, though. Listen, he is a master promoter, though, right?
Yeah,
I mean, this guy.
He's a genius.
He is, and he had a good team around him. But
he had a good team, You got a good team, and plus him, he's a genius.
So he had said that he's gonna go train with Tyrone Woodley, which is the welterweight champ, and I mean my only comment on it is he tells TMZ and like I coach wrestling, I coach my son's wrestling team, and I've done MMA for a bit, and he says my wrestling is a 7 on 10.
7
He said 7 on 10.
So he's a wrestler?
Yeah, he's a wrestler. And, just like in boxing, there's levels to wrestling, right? You have high school wrestlers, you have NCAA Division I wrestlers, Division II wrestlers, you have Olympic wrestlers, international wrestlers. I don't know nothing about Floyd's wrestling, but I bet you there's high school kids that would ragdoll Floyd Mayweather in wrestling. And what I think happened is he went to an MMA gym and some nobody guy grabbed a hold of him. And he realized at that moment,
grabbed his leg.
Yeah, I'm not going to the UFC. Fuck this. There's no chance I'm going to step into this. But, what are your thoughts? Because now every single MMA guy is calling out boxers. Because there's more money.
With Floyd, and with Floyd, I don't think like you can fight an MMA, but they have a certain rule like okay. No elbow.
Oh, no elbow, no ground, no
grab.
Yeah.
Okay, no this, no that.
They're gonna hack it.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
It's a tough. The only thing that I see is beneficial for him in that is the money, because if he cannot fight anybody that has a name.
Yeah, first of all, he can fight MMA, but I don't think like grabbing and
grappling and takedowns,
legs, kick off.
Yeah.
I think I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
But the other thing, why not? Because the MMA do boxing too.
Yeah, but they're all calling out guys.
They're all calling a guy, and they're all calling guy. Anyways, in boxing, you make money. You make money too.
Yeah, you make more money. So right now, that brings up to, Conor fought Mayweather, but locally, I don't know how big it is internationally. It's probably not so big at all, but in Montreal or in Canada, we have Jean Pascal fighting Steve Bossy.
Yeah.
So
it's not the same money.
At all. But what do you think's going to happen in the fight?
I think what's going to happen with Pascal, because it's only boxing, Pascal he can box,
Yeah.
And even like Bossy, he train and he fight in Detroit, everything like that. But it's very important to get the experience. The experience is very important
in boxing, for sure.
You can't like
step in there with a former champ.
Yeah, like you can say, I'm gonna fight with the world champion, and you just started.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's a cash grab.
Yeah, it's very different. It's not the same thing,
Yeah.
And I wish him good luck, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing, Bossy, he got the punch. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know in boxing.
Yeah.
One punch can change everything. I think Bossy got this chance with the one punch knockout.
But you got to catch him.
And that's the thing. You got to catch him.
Yeah.
And that's only you get the one chance to punch.
Right.
You can punch, and he's heavyweight, so you gotta wait.
Yeah.
And I think it will be interesting, but for that, Pascal, he can box, he can move.
Yeah. When do you think we're gonna see a champ boxer go into MMA? Because I know that I know James Toney had fought Randy Couture a long time ago.
Yeah.
But that was James he was over the thing. And I know at one point Andre Berto was talking, because he's got family that actually does MMA. I think he even has.
He got his father. His father is referee.
Okay.
No. His father is judge.
Okay, he's a judge. Okay.
And he gets his brother. He do MMA.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was hearing something.
He got a family. He's a family, MMA family.
Do you think there's gonna be a boxer that's gonna go into the UFC to challenge somebody?
Depend who.
Yeah.
You know? Depend.
Would you consider it if Dana White calls you and says, Adonis, Floyd's out, I need somebody?
Depend, you know, but I can be a champion. I can be a champion to the MMA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, you didn't you do kickboxing before too at one point?
Kickboxing back in the day.
Oh.
You know.
That's how he started boxing.
That's how you started, huh?
Yeah, I do kickboxing, and then after I started boxing.
Yeah.
So I'm good with my leg, you know.
So you got it too.
Yeah, I do kickboxing.
What do you think? Who do you think? You think if you would say, okay, you see the UFC 250, Adonis Stevenson headlining, who would you want? Would you want a champion? Would you want,
I want a champion because I'm a champ.
So I mean, your two divisions would be either probably welterweight or middleweight, which is 185, which is Robert Whittaker.
I think 185, 185 or middleweight 176.
No, 170 is it goes 170, 185. There's not many.
I can fight to 170.
Yeah.
To 185. I don't think MMA nobody gonna beat me. MMA to 170. The 175.
Woo!
Nobody gonna beat me.
So you got Woodley, you got Kobe Covington who just won.
Nobody can beat me.
Oh boy! And then you got Whittaker. I like that. That's
definitely.
Listen, Dana.
To 170, 185, nobody can beat.
Oh man, Dana, there's a reigning champ right now saying that he could be champ.
I fight a champ too.
That's it. Well, you should fight a champ.
Yeah,
That's it.
Definitely.
That's it.
You know.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm ready.
That's it. Dana, we know Mayweather's out. He's not fighting anybody. We got Adonis here. So, yeah. And
I think Mayweather's going to fight. Depend.
You think he's going to fight?
He can fight.
Did you see, I don't know if you watched the last UFC, but what's his name? CM Punk fought. He was the guy from WWE.
Yeah, the whistler.
Yeah, he got his ass killed by a nobody. I don't know if you saw that. It was.
But I saw the preview. You know.
Yeah, it was. But it's not the same. I'm not comparing you to him. But
he's not the same. You know?
Well, he's not an athlete.
In wrestling, you don't fight.
Right.
It's not a real fight. You know.
Yeah.
So
it's not. He's not. He had no athletic ability.
Yeah, it's different. You know. It's different thing.
I think that's the thing that a lot of people discount is the athletic ability. I mean, you saw.
It's very important.
Yeah, I mean, you see, what's his name? Greg Hardy. He was from the Cowboys. I think he was the linebacker. He just debuted in the UFC in one of the smaller Contender Series shows, and he looked amazing. He smoked the guy, knocked him out. He's not a fighter, but
he's athletics.
He's athletic. He's got it.
Yeah,
he's got it.
Very important.
Adonis, what happens if you hit somebody with 4-ounce gloves?
Oh boy, you won't sleep ever.
You won't get up. Okay, so I wanna, there's a couple things I want to touch on, as before we wrap it up on podcast number 1. Yeah. First things first is obviously on the internet, you're getting trolled. A lot of people talking a lot of shit. Kovalev saying Adonis is ducking me. He doesn't want to do this now. So what's the story? Stephen A. Smith is talking shit. Max Kellerman is talking shit. Everyone's saying, "Oh, Adonis is ducking." Why is the fight not happening? And now Kovalev is talking even more personal shit, right? So why is it not happening?
Kovalev, you have the first bit. First of all, I was on HBO.
Right.
So I was with Al Iman. So I got a deal with Showtime. I got a good deal.
Right.
Know? So my manager didn't negotiate like a good deal for me. So I go with Showtime. Where the money at? I'm here.
Yeah.
So it's business.
Of course.
So then after that, but we have the purse bid with Kovalev, and he dunked the purse bid. And he got a lot of excuse to dunk the purse bid. And anyways, I don't think he would believe in himself. He's gonna beat me. He's just like a talking.
He's just talking shit.
He's just talking shit. He's just talking. But when the time is coming to negotiate, he's disappear.
Yeah.
He's kind of like that. So that's why the fights don't happen. So now he's still talking shit, and you got Andre Ward. He beat him, and
yeah.
You got Andre Ward. He beat him, and the body. Now he's different. So.
Yeah, he's. Would you fight? Would you still consider fighting him? I know he has a fight coming up, but
he got a fight coming up with Alvarez.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting. It's interesting. So I will see. So if what happened, but for sure I need to fight. You know. I'm going to fight the title with him and knock him out. So this is another knockout for me.
What do you say? Madison Square Garden?
I can fight in
Toronto.
I can fight Toronto on Brooklyn, New York.
Madison Square Garden.
Madison, Adonis, Madison. You got to walk out the tunnel.
Yeah.
You want the tunnel.
Yeah, I can fight Madison.
You did
Square
the
Garden.
ACC Air Canada Center.
You know,
but you know, in Toronto, they don't have a big fight like that.
Yeah.
So they don't have a big fight like that. So it would be exciting if I fight in Toronto and for the fans, for the people over there.
Yeah.
You know, and it would
listen,
be exciting.
I think you have an opportunity.
30 years, no big fight. You know, so this is the first fight that when I fight Battle Jack.
Yeah.
And you know, so you know, boxing, to bring back boxing and all in Canada. You know.
Yeah.
You know, this is very important.
Yeah, and you represent Canada. I mean, you represent Canada. You fight for us, and I think, and I told you before, it's unfortunate. You know, you have different fighters that are glorified, different types of promotions, and I think that I want to see you. I want to see you. You know, I want to see you at the Rogers Center. Forget about a Canada Center. I want to see you like what GSP was, 65,000 people, and I think that there's an opportunity there. I think the Toronto fans are going to get behind you, and I think that they're going to understand that they have a champion there. And
so we're gonna put boxing back in Toronto.
Good. And then the other thing is, well, I mean, you know, we talked about boxing, we talked about MMA. Who knows? Maybe a future UFC champ in the making.
Definitely.
You never know. Yeah. Dana, we have a reigning champ here. You know.
Champ.
Yeah.
You know?
And so what I'm thinking is, you know, we should talk a bit before we wrap this up about the World Cup soccer. I mean, it's happening now. Yeah. So what's who do you think's gonna win? What's your thoughts so far?
You know, I think who's gonna win is hard to tell because you got a good you got Mexico's a good team. You got Uruguay, England.
Yeah.
You got.
It's crazy now though because a bunch of these known teams are losing. Yeah. Like who recently lost? I mean, England just won their game, but Colombia just lost to Japan.
I was
Germany
shocked.
lost.
I was shocked. Germany and Colombia lost.
Yeah,
I was shocked because this is all the strong team lost now.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's nuts.
So
Argentina lost. Yeah.
So you say anything can happen.
Yeah. Who do you think's gonna win? You gotta pick. You gotta make your.
You got Brazil. You got, but I don't. It might be like a team
not super popular.
Yeah. No, I think.
Yeah.
It might be like the team not super popular, and might be win. But I have to like see.
Yeah.
And watch them again. You know.
Do you think because it's in Russia, the Russian team is juiced up on steroids?
Don't say that.
But that's the one. That's the one team. That's the one team that dominated 5-0 or 5-1 or whatever it was. I don't know. Those guys, the Russians. Even look. Even I don't want to bring it up again. I don't want to. You know, I'm not in the. You know, I'm not the guy that's fighting. But like, the Russians in the Olympics have been notorious. They've stripped everybody. They got banned from the Olympics, certain aspects of it. These guys have been juicing like crazy. Mm-hmm. I'm saying, you know, I know Kovalev had some issues with Pascal and the drug testing and stuff like that. Like, I don't know,
sad,
you know?
It's sad because they have some Russian, I don't think, they have some Russian, they don't take a steroid and they still penalize, you know?
Yeah, but now there's a whole dark cloud over every Russian athlete, right? You see a Russian name and you're like, I don't know now, you know?
But, you know, you need to do some tests, you know?
With
some tests, it's no joke.
Yeah, they test you.
Anytime I fight, I get tests.
Right away.
And this is very important to get tests, you know.
Yeah.
And like that, you know, your sport will be clean, you know.
That's it.
That's it, you know.
That's the future.
Yeah.
So Adonis, when you want to step in the ring next? What's the I know you don't know who the opponent is, yes, but if you have, you know.
Yeah, I don't know who's the opponent, but I'm very excited to step to the ring because I'm in shape, I'm good, I look good.
You want to fight every 6 months, or you want to fight one? What's the like? Do you want to be a bit more active than you were?
Yeah, it will be exciting to be more active. You know, I would like to fight ahead of the December. So I will see. I will set with my manager, trainer, and see what's next. You know.
Yeah.
It's very important. So I will see. It's very important. So I will be in shape and keep busy. So it's very important.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's good. Is there anything else you wanna add? I know it's podcast number 1. We're gonna talk about sports.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about business. I know Adonis does a lot of stuff in different types of business.
Yes. So this is the next chapter.
Like
the next chapter, you know. So I do a little business, marketing, everything. So this is another side chapter. We're gonna talk about that too. So if everybody wants some like question, and you need some question, or you need something, or ask me something, or ask you Joe something. So we here.
I think what's important is one of the objectives of this podcast is, I know Adonis a bit more on a personal level, and he's a fighter, but that's one aspect of him. And I think what's very important is that even leading up to the fight, I want people to see the reality of what you have to go through, because everybody sees the glory, but they don't see the whole story. And it pisses me off when I go on the internet and I see people, trolling, this guy and this guy's ducking this and eating their potato chips and talking shit. He should have done this and he should have thrown this uppercut and he should have. But at the end of the day, I think this is going to be a podcast that's going to really be able to shine the light on the life of every aspect of boxing. So.
Yeah, definitely. Every aspect on boxing and any sport and any conversation, so that's why we do the podcast,
Exactly. We'll try to roll one of these out, once a week. We'll try to do a couple of them as frequent as possible. And if you have any questions, you can always message Adonis. You can message myself, and we'll take it from there.
Definitely. So, Superman is in the building.
Thanks. Perfect.